By the 19th century, guitar tuning had standardized to E, with the 6 single strings that we saw in the Romantic guitar. Classical guitar music was now popular all over Europe and was drawing large audiences, meaning performers were looking for ways to make their instruments louder and louder to be heard in bigger rooms and by more people. The next big innovation in guitar came in the 1850s in Spain with a guitar maker called Antonio Torres. He realized that the only way to make the guitars louder was to make their bodies bigger, but he also knew that this would mean using thicker wood on the crucial soundboard on top of the guitar, and this would have a bad effect on the tone. He developed a system called fan bracing. This was a way of reinforcing the wood on the soundboard, allowing him to use much thinner woods that gave much better tone, but also gave it the strength that it could support the tension of those 6 strings pulling between the bridge of the guitar on the body and the headstock and the tuning pegs. The guitars he produced during this period are still regarded as some of the finest, most delicate guitars ever made, and are much sought after in the same way a Stradivarius violin would be by a classical player. The work of Torres in Spain was taken a step further a few decades later by a company started by German immigrants now working in the US. Guitars no longer had to use the animal gut strings that had been common all the way through their development, and were now able to use all steel strings, which gave a much brighter, brasher, louder tone. The problem was the tension caused by these steel strings was so much greater than the gut strings used on other guitars, it could potentially pull the bridge out of the delicate soundboards of the Torres style guitars, even with their reinforced bracing. The C.F. Martin company developed what they called X bracing, which was even stronger but still allowed them to use delicate woods for the soundboards, but these could cope with the much higher tension steel strings. The combination of the larger bodies and the steel strings made the guitar louder than ever before, which made them perfect for the emerging music scenes coming out across America, where jazz and blues and country and bluegrass were all getting larger audiences and demanding their performers play in larger venues. The bracing methods developed by Torres and by the Martin Company have never really been bettered and are still used in high-end instruments even today. These innovations allowed the guitars to become louder than ever before and finally stand out as performers, even in band situations. With the chance now to be heard and stand out, guitarists have never really looked back, and throughout the 20th century and into the present day, the guitar has become the affordable but versatile instrument of choice for musicians with something to say.